Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know you're probably happy that I have a different shirt on or a different sweater on and different earrings. I'm sorry that the past 5 videos have had like the same outfit on. I wasn't thinking, and I'm filming like all 6 videos today because I'm going to be out of town for Christmas. So this is still the same day that all the other 5 videos were filmed, but I just remembered to change my outfit. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into what this video is about because this video is going to be super duper long. So grab a snack and just get comfortable because we're going to be here for a little bit. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top beauty favorites from this past year of 2014. I feel like I have like 100 products, like no joke, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. I had 3 primers that were my favorites this year. This first one is the Maybelline Baby Skin, which I discovered this primer the very end of last year, beginning of this year. This is a great primer from the drugstore. It really does a good job of helping to minimize your pores, make them like less visible, and it also helps your foundation to last longer. So this is my favorite primer from the drugstore. I haven't found another primer at the drugstore that I like better than this one. So yeah, I highly recommend the Baby Skin. Another favorite primer is the Professional by Benefit, and I did a first impression on this primer the early spring. Whoops, I just dropped it. It's similar to the Baby Skin, or I guess I should say the Baby Skin is kind of similar to this primer. I do find that the Benefit Professional is a little more moisturizing on the skin. It has a really nice fragrance to it. The Baby Skin doesn't have any scent to it. The Professional just has like a really fresh smell. Also, like the Baby Skin, the Professional does an amazing job of blurring out your pores and keeping your foundation on longer. So this is awesome. I don't really know how to rank these. I like both of them like in their own right. So yeah, if you're looking for good primers, I definitely recommend both of these. Then one more primer that I do want to mention is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. And I don't necessarily like this primer for blurring out pores or making your foundation last longer because I don't really find that this primer does that. But the reason why I like this primer is that it gives any foundation that you use a more dewy appearance. My favorite way to use this primer is with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation, but like I said, this also works great with other foundations in your foundation collection that you want to have a more dewy appearance. My 2 favorites are both from the drugstore, and the first one is the Wet n Wild Fergie Eyeshadow Primer, and my second one is the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. Both of these do an amazing job of keeping your eyeshadows on all day long and from creasing. This Wet n Wild one does make your eyeshadows a little more vibrant. I don't find that the Milani one does that. I just find that the Milani one keeps your eyeshadows from creasing. The Wet n Wild one kind of enhances your eyeshadow plus keeps it from creasing. So yeah, I love both of these and I think they are amazing eyeshadow primers. My 2 standout foundations from this past year. The CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. I discovered this foundation in the early summer months this year, and whenever I saw this at the drugstore, I honestly thought that this foundation wasn't really going to be all that great. The packaging just looks kind of cheesy and cheap, and I just didn't really think it was going to be anything spectacular. But I did a first impression on this, and I was super amazed by the staying power, the coverage, and it just makes your complexion just look flawless. It doesn't get oily on me, and like I said, it has a really long wear. It's very easy to apply. So yeah, this is one of my favorite foundations from the drugstore this year. And I would recommend this foundation to anybody. The shade that I have is 105 Classic Ivory, which is the lightest one that they make. Then another one of my favorite foundations this year is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. This foundation is slowly becoming my holy grail foundation. As you guys know, the Revlon Color Stay has been my holy grail foundation for quite some time, but there's just something about this Urban Decay Naked Skin that I love. I love the coverage of this. It has a nice medium coverage. It doesn't look too super dewy. It doesn't look matte. It just looks like skin, and I just love this foundation so much. It's definitely my favorite foundation of the year. These next two favorites are no surprise, the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder and the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. I could not live without these two products when it comes to applying my makeup. I set every foundation that I own with this powder. I think this powder is just amazing. It doesn't look powdery on the skin. If your foundation is dewy, it allows the foundation to still look dewy. If it is matte, your foundation stays matte. It just gives your skin a really airbrushed look. It's my holy grail face powder, and yeah, I love it. Then the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. This powder I use every day to set my under eye concealer, no matter what concealer I use. And it brightens up the under eye area. It just smooths that area out, helps to kind of blur out fine lines that you have around your eyes. So yeah, I highly recommend this under eye setting powder. I have one high-end and one drugstore, and these are supposed to be dupes for each other, but the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and the NARS Creamy Radiant. I will say that they are not exact dupes. The Maybelline Fit Me Concealer is not quite as thick or as full coverage as the NARS Creamy Radiant. The Creamy Radiant Concealer is the most full coverage concealer that I've ever used, and I have the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I don't find it as full coverage as the NARS Creamy Radiant. I don't know what it is. I just think this Creamy Radiant is the most full coverage concealer I've ever used. And the Maybelline Fit Me is a really good alternative to this one. It's not as thick and it's not as full coverage, but it is my favorite drugstore concealer. So yeah, if you're looking for two really good concealers, I highly recommend both of these. They both come with like wand applicators as well, which I really enjoy that type of applicator when it comes to concealer. My NARS Laguna bronzer, this is just a classic favorite for me. I think this will always be one of my favorite bronzers. It just looks super natural on the skin. The shade is perfect for so many different skin tones. If you are more medium to deep, this probably wouldn't be dark enough for you. But if you are a little lighter, medium to light, this is perfect. Then my favorite drugstore bronzer was the Maybelline Master Bronze by Face Studio in Weekend Bronze. And I just recently found out that this bronzer was limited edition. So I feel so bad because I've had this bronzer in so many of my tutorials. But it has seriously been my favorite bronzer this year when it comes to drugstore bronzers. If you all have any other drugstore bronzers that you would recommend to me, let me know down in the comments because I would be curious to try some other ones out. But yeah, big favorite. It's great for fair-skinned girls. It just is the perfect bronze. I'm wearing that shade today, actually. I discovered several that I really fell in love with. This first one is the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. And I think that this kit is such a great value. I use it for so many different things. I like to use this shade right here for my eyebrows. And I also like to use these shades for eyeshadows. And this has become one of my favorite highlight shades. I'm actually wearing that color on my brow bone today. I also like to use this color as a highlight for my face, which I also have that as my highlighter today. So yes, I love this kit. I highly recommend it. Some other favorite brow products that I discovered this year, the Anastasia Brow Wiz Pencil and the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I don't use these two products together, but I like the Brow Wiz for an everyday eyebrow look whenever I want something a little more precise than just using my Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. The Brow Fix Brow Kit looks a little more soft, a little more natural because it is a powder product. With the pencil, it gives you a little more precision with your brows, so you can, make your arch a little more defined and make your eyebrows a little defined, but at the same time, it still looks really natural. I like the fact that it comes with a little spoolie, and the shade that I use is Ash Blonde, or I think it's called Taupe now. They changed the name of it, but it is the perfect shade for blondes. Then with the Dip Brow Pomade, I love this brow product as well. If I want my eyebrows to be very defined, but at the same time look natural, this product is great for that. The shade that I have is a blonde, and I feel like this product is going to last me forever, so I feel like it's well worth the money. The Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray and the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. And I think that both of these makeup setting sprays are amazing. They both do an awesome job of making your foundations look a little more luminous and dewy. And they also help to prolong the wear of your foundations. I do find with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, it does help my foundations to last longer than the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. But yeah, I love both of these, and I think that they are both great makeup setting sprays, so I highly recommend both of those. The Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal Volume Mascara and the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I actually just bought a new Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, and I'm trying to use up this first before I break into this. The Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal Volume Mascara. It's one of those mascaras that when you first open it and use it, it's very wet and it's not so good like the first week that you have it. But after you've been using this mascara for about a week, it starts to dry out just a little bit, and it really does an amazing job of giving your lashes a lot of length and a lot of volume. I'm wearing this mascara today actually, and I hope you can see like the length and volume it gives my eyelashes. My eyelashes aren't super long to begin with, so it's not gonna like make them look like crazy false lashes or anything like that. But I think it does make my natural lashes look really awesome. And the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, it's also another great mascara to give your lashes a lot of volume and a lot of length. I do find that it gives my lashes slightly more volume and slightly more length than the Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal Volume, but I love both these, and these were both my favorite mascaras this year. I have several. These first two are Milani Baked Blushes. And the first one is the Milani Luminoso Blush. It's just a beautiful coral, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's not completely matte. It just is a beautiful coral. And like I said, it has a little bit of a sheen, so it just looks super gorgeous on the cheeks. Then my other favorite Milani Baked Blush was the Delizio Pink, which is a beautiful matte pink. And this is my favorite pink blush. I also really like the e.l.f. Studio blush in Pink Passion, but this one in Delizio Pink isn't quite as bright as that e.l.f. one, but it's just a gorgeous pink, and both of these Milani Baked Blushes are very pigmented, so I highly recommend both of those. Then, of course, my Tarte Expose Blush. This will always be a favorite blush of mine. It's just one of those blushes that just looks really natural on the cheeks. It's a very nice, like, rosy, natural pink color. So, this color right here is Tarte Exposed. And yeah, it's just beautiful. And all of these blushes that I'm mentioning today last for a really long time on my cheeks. My last two favorite blushes this year, they're both very similar in color, but the e.l.f. Studio Blush in Tickled Pink and the NYX blush in the color Angel. And as you can see in the pan, they're both very, very similar. And I love both of these blushes for like everyday blush wear. This one is an Angel, and that is the Tickled Pink. So you can see that they are similar. The Tickled Pink is, or not Tickled Pink, the Angel is just a slightly more peachy. So yeah, those were all of my favorite blushes this year. My two favorite liquid liners this year, the e.l.f. liquid liner and my Ico I Do eyeliner, which the Ico one is more of like a felt tip liquid liner, and the e.l.f. one is just like a brush. So yes, I recommend both of these liquid liners. They are both jet black and they both last all day long. This e.l.f. one is just amazing. It is $1 and you just cannot beat that. I just always rave about this one, and it is my favorite liquid liner. I do like this one though for like a felt tip one. Then for pencil liners, my two favorite brands this year, the NYX Slide On Glide On pencils and the Fergie On The Edge Long Wear Eye pencils, which I just discovered the Fergie ones this year. I think I have, do I? Yeah, I do have the Fergie Long Wear Eye pencil in like a turquoise color. I don't really use that one that much, but I get a lot of use out of the brown and out of the black one. And I think both of these liners are amazing. They are very, very long wearing on the waterline. They are great eye pencils to put along like your lash line and smoke out. I highly recommend that you guys try these Fergie long wear eye pencils if you have yet to try them, especially the black one and the brown one. I think they are both amazing. And the NYX Slide On Glide On pencils, I love all the colors that I own. So this first one right here is in the color Glitzy. This first one right here is in the color Glitzy Gold. The one next to that, the copper one, is Golden Bronze. Then you have Jewel, which is like that purple color, Brown Perfection, and Jet Black. So all of those Slide On Glide On pencils just glide on like a dream, and they last forever. I just love the shades. So if you haven't tried any of the NYX Slide On Glide On pencils, I recommend all 5 of those. I think those colors are just awesome, and I get a lot of use out of those. So the CoverGirl Bombshell Shine Shadows, I love these. I don't use these as much as I probably should. I have every single color. My favorite one though is the Copper Fling. I think this is just a gorgeous copper color. It lasts forever on my eyelids. It doesn't crease, and it's just gorgeous. I highly recommend this one out of the line. My other favorite cream eyeshadows, the Maybelline Color Tattoos. I mean, if you guys have been watching any of my videos, I have been doing eyeshadow tutorials on all of the Maybelline Color Tattoos, so you all know I love all of them, and I just get so much use out of the Maybelline Color Tattoos. They're great to use underneath eyeshadows as bases. They're great to use on their own. They last all day long. They don't crease. So yeah, I rave and rave about these. One of my favorite shades is the Bad to the Bronze. So yes, I recommend any of those. The next cream eyeshadow is the e.l.f. cream eyeshadows. I only have this one in the color Dawn. It is a really pretty color. It's a nice natural taupe color, kind of like Bad to the Bronze. It's just not quite as metallic. It also is really easy to work with, and it lasts all day. It doesn't crease. So yeah. And then my last favorite eyeshadow base, or you could actually use this as the eyeshadow primer as well, is the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I've almost used this product all the way up, but it's just a natural flesh tone color, and it's a great sticky base for your eyeshadows to stick to. So yeah, another great cream eyeshadow type product. My Urban Decay Naked 2 and Original Naked palette. I love these things. They will always be in my favorites. I just could not live without either one of these palettes. I'm sure that you guys are kind of like sick of hearing about the Naked palettes, but Yeah, I just love both of these, and the Naked 2 and the original Naked are my favorites. The eyeshadows just last forever on your eyelids. They're just great pigmentation, and I love the color selection in both of those palettes. Then another palette that I discovered this year, the Maybelline The Nudes palette. If you have not bought this palette yet, you need to. It is an amazing eyeshadow palette from the drugstore. I don't have any fallout with these. I love the color selection in the palette, and I can create so many different looks with this. So yes, if you have not tried the Maybelline Nudes palette, you need to. It is a big favorite for me. Then some other drugstore eyeshadow palettes that I just love. The Wet n Wild eyeshadows. I rave and rave about these. The palettes that I use the most this year from Wet n Wild, the Silent Treatment, the Walking on Eggshells, and the Naked Truth. The Wet n Wild eyeshadows are just super pigmented, and they're great quality for the price. So if you haven't used any Wet n Wild eyeshadows, definitely check out those palettes that I mentioned. Then my last favorite eyeshadows this year, I love the Jane single eyeshadows. I discovered those late last year, early this year. But this top row I have like depotted, but these are some of my favorite matte eyeshadows that I own. Also, I love all my MAC eyeshadows and my Makeup Geek. I discovered Makeup Geek eyeshadows this year, and every single Makeup Geek eyeshadow that I own, I absolutely love. So I have some Makeup Geek and MAC kind of also spread throughout this palette. And this palette here, which is just an Ode MAC palette, I have all Makeup Geek in here. And like I said, I love every single Makeup Geek eyeshadow. I think that they have great pigmentation, and they are just as pigmented as like my Urban Decay eyeshadows. And I like some of these Makeup Geek eyeshadows better than MAC eyeshadows. They are just amazing quality, and I want to get more Makeup Geek eyeshadows because they are just awesome. Okay, so I went ahead and swatched my favorite lipsticks from this past year on my hand. This first lipstick that was a favorite this year is the lipstick that I'm wearing right now. And it is a lip gloss stain product. And it's one of the L'Oreal, I'm just going to put the name of it in the video because I can't remember what it is because it's not on the actual lipstick. But this lip product, it lasts on my lips forever, like through eating, through drinking, and it still looks glossy. Like I applied this lipstick like 5 hours ago and it still looks awesome. It's not matte, it is glossy. So if you like glossy red lips that last forever, you need to try this. Another favorite red lipstick this year was the Revlon Lip Butter in the color Candy Apple, which is this swatch up here. And it is a pretty orangey red. And the reason why I love this red lipstick, it is so easy to reapply and it is very moisturizing, and it does last for a decent amount of time. It's not going to last through like eating and drinking, but if you applied it and you didn't eat or drink for a while, it would last for a good like 3 hours. So yeah, love that one. The Revlon Lip Butter in Cupcake. This was a big favorite of mine. It is a nice blue tone pink, and it is similar to another one of my favorites this year, which is MAC Saint Germain. It's not as intense of a pink. You can kind of sheer it out and make it a little more wearable for day to day, or you can build it up and make it a little more intense, but it's just like a great everyday pink color. Like I was saying, the MAC Saint Germain is the perfect Barbie bubblegum pink lipstick, and this was one of my favorite lipsticks this year. Now, these other shades that I'm going to be talking about are more everyday lipstick colors, and this first one that I have swatched right here, it's in the color Angel. And Angel is a very nice, wearable, everyday pink. As you can tell, like I've almost used this all the way up. So yeah, that was a big favorite. It gives your lips a little bit of a sheen. It's not completely, it has a little bit of sparkle in it because it is a satin or a frost. It's not too frosty though. But yeah, it's just a really nice natural pink color for every day. And then another great wearable everyday pink color is this color right here, which is the Yves Saint Laurent Rouge Volupte lipstick in the color number 1 Nude Beige. This packaging is to die for on this lipstick, and I know that this lipstick is pricey, but I got this for my birthday 2 years ago. It's just a beautiful everyday pink. I get a lot of use out of this lipstick because it is such a nice wearable everyday color. So if you are going to invest in a high-end lipstick, I do recommend a more everyday natural color so you get a lot of use out of it. But this shade is just the perfect pink, and I love to pair it with the YSL Golden Gloss in the shade number 10, and I think these two colors pair well. It's been my favorite lip combo of the moment, like as of late. And the YSL Rouge Volupte lipsticks are just super moisturizing, and they're so pigmented. If you're looking for a way to treat yourself, these are good treats. Then the last 3 lipsticks I'm going to mention are more like nude colors, and they're all from the drugstore. This first one, which I have swatched right here, is the color Fergie Daily, and it's a Wet n Wild Fergie lipstick. And I love this nude. It is very pigmented, very moisturizing, very long wearing. And yeah, I love everything about this except for the packaging. As you can tell, like, I have totally destroyed the packaging on this. So yeah, I wish the packaging was better, but it's super affordable and you can't beat it. So yeah. Then another favorite nude is this one right here, which it's more of a brown nude. This one here was a little more of like a pink nude or just like natural type nude. This is more of a brown nude, and it's the Maybelline Color Sensational lipstick in the color Cinnamon. And if you're looking for a really nice brown nude, this is a good one. It doesn't make the lips look too brown, and it just, I don't know, I really like this nude. It's one of my favorites, so I highly recommend that one. And then a good everyday, just super moisturizing wearable nude, which is this one right down here, is in the color Creme Brulee from Revlon, and it's a Revlon lip butter. I have gone through several of these because I wear it so much, and like I said, it's a good everyday nude, and it is very moisturizing. So I hope this video wasn't too long. I feel like I had 100 products to talk about, but those were all of my favorite beauty products this past year of 2014. Let me know what some of your favorite products have been from this past year of 2014, and I hope that you all have an amazing year of 2015. I cannot believe it's already 2015. It's so weird to say that. But I hope that you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye, guys. Mwah.